Moscow in the late 1980s was a city marked by uncertainty. The country was grappling with political unrest, economic hardship, and a surge in crime that left citizens feeling anxious and vulnerable. Whispers of missing children circulated through neighborhoods, feeding an atmosphere of fear. Little did they know, a quiet and reserved stableman was behind it all. Sergey Golovkin. In June of 1984, Golovkin's criminal path almost ended before it even began when he hanged 14-year-old boy on a tree with a knife to his throat, leaving him for dead. But the boy survived and spent a month in the hospital, initially misidentifying another suspect who committed suicide, closing the case. It wasn't until 1993 when that boy, marked by a noose scar, recognized Golovkin as his attacker from that day, tying him to the crime 9 years later. After this case, Golovkin carried out his twisted crimes without drawing much attention. His psychological profile revealed an intense need for control and a fascination with violence. He targeted young boys, luring them with offers of adventure or gifts. Once he had gained their trust, Golovkin would subject his targets to horrific abuse before ultimately ending their lives. His actions were calculated. He carefully chose secluded locations, ensuring no one could hear the victims' cries. This meticulous planning, combined with his quiet demeanor, allowed Golovkin to avoid detection for years. In 1992, the bodies of several missing boys were discovered in the forests near Kashira, the small town situated near Moscow. Investigators noticed a pattern. The victims were all young boys, and many had been lured with offer to commit theft. These accounts helped authorities narrow down their search. When arrested in 1992, Golovkin showed no signs of remorse, calmly confessing to multiple murders. Psychologists noted his complete emotional detachment, describing him as someone who took pleasure in the suffering of others. Convicted in a dozen brutal crimes, Golovkin was sentenced to death and executed in 1996. He became the last executed serial killer in Russia, as a moratorium on the death penalty was introduced just a year after. In 2022, his haunting tale eventually gave rise to the Russian television series Fisher, titled after one of his infamous monikers, thus exposing his horrible story to a broader audience. It has won several internal awards, including as the best TV series. They say you should leave a little mystery in your life, but some prefer to leave that mystery for others to solve in the woods years later.